They closed it down and let it rot. But the things that lived there,
With high expectations heading into Veterans Day box office weekend, it seems that sadly, Dr. Sleep may have gone into a coma. Despite good reviews, the Stephen King brand, and backing from Warner Brothers' home of horror label New Line, the sequel to The Shining, which had been tracking to debut in the $25 million to $30 million range domestically, instead opened to a lackluster $14.1 million. The film lost to Roland Emmerich's big-budget indie spectacle Midway, which surprisingly took in $17.5 million. As for why the pick underperformed, some box office analysts say Dr. Sleep ran too long, roughly 151 minutes, and that many members of the millennial and Gen Z generations aren't necessarily familiar with The Shining, which came out in 1979. Jeff Bach of Exhibitor Relations says The Shining, despite being a cult classic, just doesn't have traction with younger audiences. 39 years was just too long between sequels. Now Warner Brothers has been suffering a string of misses in the past few months. The exceptions to that include Joker, which is just days away from clearing $1 billion globally, and It Chapter 2, another King adaptation that has earned $460 million to date. Joker alone will end up gaining the studio profits of $600 million, which is more than enough to absorb any losses from The Goldfinch and Dr. Sleep, which cost a net of $47 million to produce. Another upset from the weekend was Universal's rom-com Last Christmas, starring Emilia Clarke and Henry Golding, which underwhelmed with $11.6 million and was passed up by Paramount's family pick Playing with Fire, which grossed a very modest $12.5 million. For more box office updates, head to thr.com, and until next time for the Hollywood Reporter News, I'm Neha Joy.